Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain about the chapter 4. The topic is Alexandar's invasion. What is our topic today? Alexander invasions. Before I am going to explain this topic, what topics are discussed in previous video? Yes, right. In previous video, we talk about the rise of the Magadhan dynasty and also discuss about Shishnagas and Nanda rulers. So this is a brief information discussed in previous video. Let it. Today we shall discuss about the chapter 4. The topic is Alexandar's invasion. This is one of the most important topic in the view of annual examination. So first of all, what is the time period of Alexander invasions? Especially students, we are discussed the chronology of BC 6th to 4th century. The chapter 4 totally the time period occupies in BC 6th to 4th century. Okay? Already we talk about Mahajanapadas. What is the time period of Mahajanapadas? BC 4th century. So when the Magadhan dynasty was rising in the east part of India, the northwest part of India was different conditions situated in that area. What are they? Here, it means the east part of India. Small kingdoms are merged and rise a big empires. That is Magadhan. In the same way, the contemporary period of the rising of Magadha kingdom, the northwest states are Mahajanapadas like Cambodia, Gandhara, Porus. This type of Mahajanapadas are quarreling themselves. That's why I mentioned first point here. Northwest states were quarreling among themselves. There was no political unity. There was no friendly relations between northwest part of Mahajanapadas. So this type of political disunity and the disadvantages of the northwest states can be attracted by the foreign invasions. That's why I shall mention here second point. The political disunity, the richness of the countries are attracted by the foreign invasions. The disunity of the political and also richness of the states. These two are attracted by the foreigners. Why? Because These two are especially the wealth of the richness of the Mahajanapadas are most attracted by the foreigners. So that's why the foreigners were invaded on the northwest part of India during this time. Especially the Persian king, who is that Darius. He was a strong and greatest ruler of the Persian kingdom, was a great emperor and also great invader. He occupies Gandhara in 540 BC. He was the first foreign invader on Indian territories. In the history of India, he was the first foreign person who invaded on Indian territories. Once upon a time, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, now India. These are all included in our Indian territories, Indian continent regions. In the history of world, in the history of India, the Darius one was the first person of the who invaded on Indian regions. He occupied 540 BC, he occupied Gandhara in 540 BC and then he occupies Sindh in 516 BC. These two regions are one of the Kshatrapi of the Persian kingdom. Kshatrapi means on a state. These two regions are one of the state of or one of the Kshatrapi in the kingdom of Persian. So these two regions are most still in at the time of Alexander invasions. So what is the results? What are the results by the invade of Persian kingdom on Indian territories? The first one is commercial and cultural relations are developed. In the history of India, the commercial, nothing but trade relations and cultural relations like art and architecture, science, etc. This type of cultural activities are relations are established between India and Persian kingdoms. And another influence is the Kharosthi script was entered in Indian territories. What is Kharosthi script? Kharosthi script written from the left to right and then right to left. This type of script was entered by the influence of Persians. During the time of Mauryan period, mostly they were used Kharosthi lipi. It is known as Brahmi script. Brahmi script was mostly used by the Mauryan kings on the inscriptions. The Brahmi script compare with the Kharosthi script. These are two is mostly compared with one. And architectural influence also, architecture style also influenced by the Persians. They were built as a super modern capital city, that is Persepolis. Now I shall explain about the course of the Alexander invasion. BC 4th century onwards, there was a conflict started between Greeks and Persians on the domination of the world, which year? BC 4th century onwards. There was a conflict started between Greeks and Persian to the world domination. In that, the Greek king, he belongs to Macedonia region. He was a famous warrior and a famous fighter. That is Alexander. Everybody knows about Alexander also. He belongs to Macedonia king. It is located in Greek country. So he was succeeded on the defeat of the Persian empires, and also he totally occupied of the Persian empire of the contemporary period. That's why our Indian region also, Sindh and Gandhara also goes to under Greek kingdom. And also Alexander invaded on Indian territories of interior regions. The reason, only one and only reason, was extend their kingdom. In that, our Indian rulers also support to the Alexandar's inventions. In that, the king of Takshashila, his name was Ambhi. He invaded Alexander on Indian territories. And also Abhisara king also support to the Alexander invasions on Indian regions. But one king was not accepted of the Alexander invasions and not accept the strength of Alexander's army and Alexander. That is Purushottama. He was the king of Porus kingdom. Where is Porus kingdom? The region between Chenab and Jhelum rivers is called Porus kingdom. He fight against the Alexanders with bravely in the war of Hydaspes or war of Jhelum river in the year of 326 BC. Finally, Alexander was won on the Purushottama, but he was impressed by the braveness of the Purushottama king. That's why he gives to his kingdom to return. After that, he was thought that he goes to his native kingdom. On the way, he was fought with Mulaka sect. In that war, Alexander was wounded by the Mulaka sect. After, in the year of 321 BC, he was died at Babylonia. So this is Alexander life was ended at Babylonia region. So this is a small biography of Alexander's invasion. So what are the results of Alexander invasions? I mentioned some key points on the board. Write down the students. The first one is cordial relations developed. The cordial relations developed between Europe and India. This is the first time in the history of Indian history. And transport relations also developed between Europe and India. Transport facilities, transport relations also developed. And trade and commerce relations also developed between India and Greek countries. This is most important. And fourth one, spread of Greek culture in this country. This is most important result of Alexandar's invasion, that is spread of Greek culture in Indian region. What type of culture should be influenced on Indian culture and heritage? One is coins mint. Up to Greek invasions, there was no coins mint here. And the science of geography also influenced by the Greeks. And art and architecture also influenced by the Greek culture. So these are the results of the Greek invasions. And one more important result is our Indian culture also influenced on Greek culture. Our Indian mathematics, our Indian science, our Indian astronomy, our Indian philosophy, these also influenced of Greek culture. So this is the information about the course of the Alexander invasions. Tomorrow we shall discuss about the political history of Mauryan kingdom.